Hello students, my name is Engineer Akash Kumar. I have done BTech in Mechanical Engineering. So today we are going to learn thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is branch of physics which deal with heat transfer and relation between heat and work. As we know, in the previous chapter of physics, we had learned about temperature, heat transfer and all. But in this chapter, we will learn how energy or enthalpy will convert into work and what will be its output. Okay? So before learning about thermodynamics, we must know about thermodynamics variable, thermodynamic variables. So what is thermodynamics variables? The variables which define state of that matter is known as thermodynamics variable. For example, pressure, volume, temperature, entropy, and all these things will be thermodynamics variables. So thermodynamic variables can also be divided into two parts. Yeah, we can say this is thermodynamics properties. This can be divided into two parts. First is intrinsic and the second is extrinsic. What is intrinsic properties? The property which depend upon, which independent of mass or volume. The property which independent of mass or volume is called intrinsic property. So same as the property depend upon mass or volume. For example, intrinsic properties is what we can say temperature, okay, then density, okay, then again specific heat. Like the example of extrinsic property will be mass, volume, weight, thermal capacity and all. Okay. There is a point, the ratio of two extrinsic property will give us intrinsic property. For example, mass and volume both are extrinsic property. When you divide mass upon volume, you will get density. This will be your intrinsic property. Okay. So here we have defined thermodynamics variable or properties. Okay. So thermodynamics properties is depend on state of material. So it will be a state function. Thermodynamic properties is a state function because it just depends on the state of material on which it is going on. Okay. So before coming to know about this thing, I want to explain something. For example, this is a graph. This is your pressure and volume. Here is state 1 and here is state 2. First we are going from state 1 to state 2 by this path and from this path. This is path 1 and this is path 2. So in this path there will be pressure P1, V1, T1 and this is path P2, V2 and T2. So P1, V1, T1 is the properties at that point, and by following this path we go to another point P, but the property will remain same. Okay. Hence this is a state function. I hope I am clear. Okay. So work in thermodynamics. Let's consider a piston cylinder fitted with a piston connecting to a rod. Here some gas. Okay. The pressure inside will be let P. It is in an equilibrium position. It is in an equilibrium position. Okay. The area of this piston is A. At initial condition this is Xi. When the pressure, the gas inside the piston do some work and exert force on it, it will be displaced for some distance like this, and this distance will be your Xf. Okay. As we know, the pressure is P and area is A, the force will be P into A. And as we know, work is force into displacement. So we can say W is P into A dx, and here PA xf minus xi. Okay. So we can write PA delta x, and PA delta x, area into height is your volume. So we can say delta V. Or easily we can write W work done by a piston is equal to pressure into delta V. Okay. Moving ahead, as we know, there is an ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. This is your ideal gas equation. Okay. So this equation will be most useful equation, recurring equation used in the thermodynamics. Moving ahead, I want to explain first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. This is based on principle of conservation of energy. Principle of conservation of energy. Okay. So we can say, let a system, if we add some energy in it, it will do some work, and some energy will utilize in changing internal energy. Okay. So we can say that Q is equal to W plus delta. This is your first law of thermodynamics. Q is energy given, W is work done, and delta is changing internal energy for the given system. So before going in depth about this, first we learn about what is system and what is surrounding. System. What is system? A portion on which we focus our study. Like there is a universe, and I choose this part, and I am going to focus on this part, and I will learn all the properties, all the things on this part. Then it will be our system. Understand? The remaining will be surrounding. The area around this will be your surrounding. Okay. There is three types of system. First is open system. Second is closed system, and third is isolated system. And what is open system? System, there is mass and heat transfer are present. What is closed system? Like this is completely packed system. Okay, there is no transfer of mass. The mass inside will be constant. Then this system will be closed. Mass are constant, but energy can transfer. And what is isotropic system? Like in this system, if we cover this system with adiabatic bond, isolated bonds, the mass and energy both will be constant. So mass and energy both remain constant. Okay? And there is a one more term. This is universe. This will be system plus surrounding. This can be asked in your theoretical part. So you must know about it. As I had said before, first law of thermodynamics, Q is equal to W plus delta. U is change in internal energy. I can say U delta U is equal to U final minus U initial. And the internal energy is depend upon the temperature of material. U depend upon temperature of substance. Okay, this is your property of the given material. As we go further, first we learn about work under PV diagram. Like this is your pressure and this is your volume. I am going to draw a cycle, for example like this. Particle point 1, point 2. The process is going from point 1 to point 2. The area under this line will represent work done from particle going from 1 to area under line will line if you can see curve will give work done. I hope you will clear with it. Area under PV graph, the area under graph, the curve will give work done. Okay. The area will be calculated along the axis which having volume. Okay. You cannot calculate along these lines. So when you move further, you must know about cyclic process. Cyclic process. What is cyclic process? Like a process point is 1 and is going through a process like that, and it return back to the same point. Okay, it return back to the same point. Then the process is called cyclic process. You can say delta U will be 0, delta P will be 0, delta V will be 0, because initial and final point will be the same, and the thermodynamics property is a state function. So when initial and final properties, when initial and final point are same, then initial and final property will also be same. Okay. Let's move few process which related to first law of thermodynamics. So first process is your isobaric process. What is isobaric process? The process in which pressure remain constant. Pressure remain constant. Okay. Example, in summer, the tires of cars, cycles, bicycles and all are increasing because the pressure inside the tire is constant, but as the temperature is increasing, the volume is also increasing. This process is called isobaric process. For example, PV is equal to nRT. Your pressure is constant, the volume is directly proportional to temperature. This is an example of isobaric process. But how will it look in the graph? Let's draw it. This is volume and this is pressure. Your process is going like this, 1 to 2. So the pressure is constant, hence it is called as isobaric process. I hope you are clear with it. Let's define few more terms. First is CV. molar specific heat at constant volume, and C, molar specific heat at constant pressure. You have learned these two topics before this chapter, so I am let know you are well aware with these topics. So there is few relation here. Cp minus Cv is equal to constant R. R is a universal gas constant, and we can say Cv is equal to F by 2R. F is your degree of freedom. Okay, and you can say Cp is equal to Cv plus this few more relation. Cp upon Cv is equal to gamma. Cp is equal to R gamma, gamma minus 1, and Cv is equal to R gamma minus 1. You have learned before this in the previous chapter. Okay. So let's moving ahead. For isobaric process, W is equal to P delta V. Because pressure is constant, there is no change in pressure, and W is equal to P delta V. So we can say that for a system is going through isobaric process and Q is amount of heat added. So Q is equal to W plus delta U. Okay. Let the process is going from first state to second. There is internal energy U2 and there is U. So Q is equal to P delta V is equal to U2 minus U1. As I had said before, delta U is change in internal energy, and this is property of temperature. So we can easily say that delta U is always NCV delta T. And for isobaric process, the amount of heat added is equal to NCP delta T. So we can say that NCP delta T is equal to W plus NCV delta T. So further writing, we can write NCP delta T minus NCV delta T barabar is equal to W. And going further, we can say N delta T Cp minus Cv is equal to W. Hence Cp minus Cv is R, and this is equal to 1. So we can say for isobaric process, the work done is depend upon the temperature change, not on the temperature but change in temperature. Let's moving ahead. The second process is isobaric process. In the isobaric process, the volume remains constant. For ideal gas equation, we can say PV is equal to nRT. The pressure and volume is constant, but P is directly proportional to T. Okay. As we increase temperature, the pressure will also increase, vice versa. The real life example is in your home. The pressure cooker, the volume is constant and the temperature is increasing, hence the pressure is also increasing. Let's move ahead. The graph for isobaric process. This is pressure and this is volume. Hence, it's a constant volume process. The volume will never change, and this like this. 1, 2. Hence, area under this line will be 0. The work done under isobaric process is 0. Or we can, using the first law of thermodynamics, we can say Q is equal to W plus delta U. Hence, Q is equal to delta U. And as we know, delta U is equal to NCV delta T. Hence, Q is equal to NCV delta T. The energy which is given to the isobaric process will use to increase the internal energy of the material. Okay. Let's moving ahead for our next process. This is isothermal process. What is isothermal process? The process in which temperature remains constant. So by using ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. Your temperature is constant, so PV will also be constant. We can say P1, V1 is equal to P2, V2. And simply we can say this is Boyle's law. We can say this is Boyle's law. As the temperature is constant, while increasing, we can say pressure is inversely proportional to volume. As we increase the volume, the pressure will decrease. As we increase the pressure, volume will decrease. Its graph will look like this. pressure and volume. If you increasing one, the other will also decrease. I hope you will understand this topic. So in this topic we have to find work done. So W is equal to P dV, okay, and the pressure is constant. So we can say PV is equal to constant. So P is equal to constant divided by pressure. You can say K divided by. By using this in this equation, dW is equal to P K upon V dV. By integrating it 0 to W and V initial to V final, we can say W is equal to K log V initial V final, K log V final minus log V initial. By using logarithm, we can say W is equal to K log V final divided by V initial. So we have to substitute value of K as we had chosen constant. So by using this constant K, we can get PV. So W is equal to PV log V final divided by V initial. So W is equal to, we can also write nRT log V final upon V initial. As we know, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So V1 upon V2 is equal to P2 divided by P1. So V final upon V initial is equal to P initial upon P final. By rewriting this, nRT log V initial divided by P final. This is your equation of work done under isothermal process. So by using first law of thermodynamics, Q is equal to W plus delta U. As we know, the temperature is constant, hence delta T is 0. So delta T will always is equal to 0. Hence Q is equal to nRT log V final upon V initial, or whatever you want to write, you can look before. Okay. In this isothermal process, we have to find slope of PV graph. Hence, what is slope? Like I am going to draw PV graph again. This is P and this is P. The slope will be dP upon dV. Let's find out by using ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. By differentiating both, P delta V plus V delta P is equal to 0. So P delta V is equal to minus of V delta P. Differentiation of P. So we have to find dP by dV. So we can write dP upon dV is equal to minus of P upon. This is the slope of isothermal graph. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. And here we are going to learn the last process, that is adiabatic process. Our fourth process, adiabatic process. In this process, Q is 0. Q is 0. Hence there is no heat transfer. No heat transfer. Let's, by using first law of thermodynamics, Q is equal to W plus delta U. As this is 0, so W is equal to minus of delta. The work done by process is equal to change in internal energy. I hope you get it. So first we have to find work done on this process. Before learning this, we must know about the adiabatic relation. P with gamma is equal to constant. P is pressure, V is volume, gamma. Gamma is adiabatic. Constant. This is constant. Okay. So we can write P1 V1 gamma is equal to P2 V2 gamma. Let's move ahead and find work done. So as we know, work done is dW is equal to P delta V. So again we will write P with respect to x. As we know, PV gamma is equal to constant K. So P is equal to K V gamma. By rewriting in it, dW is equal to K V gamma dV. By integrating it with 0 to W and V initial to V final, W is equal to K V minus gamma. So we have to integrate it now. So we will write K V minus gamma plus 1 divided by minus gamma plus 1. So keeping values V initial, V final, we can write W is equal to K V final minus gamma plus 1 minus 1 V initial minus gamma plus 1 upon minus gamma plus 1. Again rewriting it, we can write it as P1 P initial V initial minus P final V final divided by gamma minus 1, or we can write NR P initial minus P final divided by gamma minus. This is your adiabatic work. There is an interesting point. So I had completed most important process. So thank you. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, please review it. Thanks.